Metro Detroit golfers, we're here with the Tuesday tip of the week. I'm Chad.
And I'm Ben.
And we are here this week to help you with your body getting it ready for the upcoming playing season. We are lucky to have Jeff Kahn and Kevin McVeigh with Tri-Covery, a massage and fitness, to help us this week for the Tuesday tip of the week. Ben, before we get into the gentlemen and what they have, tell us, how the people improving their body is going to help them play better on the course this spring and summer.
Well, one thing that we know for sure, if you move better, you will swing better. And there's no one better in the industry than these two gentlemen. So our Tuesday tip of the week this week is just spend more time with these guys. You'll be just fine.
So, what do you got for us? So we want 3 different stretches that everybody around Metro Detroit can do at home that's going to help them swing better, play better.
Well, we wanted to kind of pick the 3 areas that would probably leave the most impact. The hips, the ankles, and the mid-back, which is the thoracic spine.
Yes.
So those areas are pretty big. But we also want to do this in kind of 2 different ways. The first way, we want to kind of give you something at home that you can do easily. And then also just a little twist on it, something you could take to the course with you before you play, so you're just ready to go and rip them.
Let's see what you got.
All right. We're going to have Kevin sit down here. We're going to start with the hips. So what I like to do is with these stretches, you want to play with them. You don't want to just sit there and hold it and then just be done. You want to sit, you want to stretch, and then we want to move it around a little bit. So we're going to start with, many of you have probably seen the figure 4 seated position here. So right now we're kind of aiming for the glutes, which is kind of the backside a little bit. He's got his hands on his foot and his knee. And what I want is when you lean forward, I want you to exhale. Breathing is a big part of it. And I want the weight through the arms here and not his low back trying to lift back up and then come back up. So just do maybe 3 of those. Let your breathing pace you. All right, exhale, and then there you go. And then inhale when you come back up. All right, so this is like phase 1, if you want to call it. The next phase 2, we're going to start shifting where the leg and the knee meet here. So we're going to bring that across a little more. And that's actually going to change the area of the hip that you work on. All right? And then as maybe the next step, you can move a little bit tighter if you want, bringing the knees closer together. If you can't get that range of motion, that's okay. Stay where you are here. All right? Again, we're just kind of playing with it. And you see how Kevin is moving his nose from different parts of his lower leg, from his knee, and then he's sliding it over to his ankle. So that's a great way you get the shearing force through the hip. Great way to get more range of motion there.
So this is a hip opening activity.
Yeah, this is great for opening the hips.
Cool.
Another one now, if you come forward and you wiggle this leg back and forth a little bit, but the upper body stays still. So it hits a different area just slightly, for now you're moving the leg instead of the upper body. So that kind of changes how your body reacts to that stretching movement.
And that's what you talked about, playing around with it, moving around. That's what you're
correct.
About.
Yep.
Got it. Cool.
And then you'll see when it feels sticky and it's that little like tight spot, that's a great time to kind of play around with that area a little bit more.
Cool. Did Chubbs Peterson do this one with Happy Gilmore? It's all on the hips.
Oh, yeah. I would, yeah.
All right. Make sure to do both sides.
Yep, and then play with that on both sides.
Cool.
So this is a great one for the hips. The next one now, we're going to talk about the ankles. We're going to kneel down, put one leg up in here. We'll simulate this. You can do this on the ground. Or if you want, sometimes you don't want to kneel on the ground because you got some good pants on or your knees or wearing shorts. You can use this as almost like the bench on a cart. So different ways you can do it. And what we're going to do is we're going to work on the ankles here. So as he comes back, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring the ankle back this way, straight back, and we're going to try to keep it straight up and down. You see how his heel's kind of pushing out? So go ahead and sit up for a second here. Bring this straight up and down. So I want this completely straight up, and then you just sit back, bringing the hips back towards the heel. And what you're going to do is you feel this in the front of the ankle. All right, and then you're going to kind of get up. Another variation, turn the heel out. And you almost want to use your glute push on the inside of your heel. Now you feel that big stretch on the outside of your ankle.
How's that feel, Kevin?
Big stretch. All right. Now, play on this is what they call PNF. And that you can put down stretch and then slowly kind of what they call dorsiflex your ankle. That means kind of pushing the top of your foot into the ground real lightly, maybe 10% of your strength. And that just kind of just fires a little bit. And then when you let go, you find yourself getting more range of motion with each time you play with that.
Nice.
All right. So sometimes that stretch gets a little bit intense, especially if you got a history of bad ankles. Just work this lightly and go nice and easy with it. No need to force anything.
Cool. Very slow. Play around with it. Breathe your way through it.
Yes.
Correct.
Cool.
Again, the breathing part is a huge huge game changer for how stretches, how successful they can be. So another one now for the thoracic spine. This one you can either have a partner, but we can also use a golf club, to use that, and the cart is a neat one to go with. So if we can grab a golf club here.
Yeah.
Best stretch caddy around, thank you.
My pleasure.
All right.
Stretch caddy.
So I will pretend to be the cart. All right, so what he's going to do is going to reach across here. Now you see how he's got his feet wider than his hips? All right, so he's trying to relax. So I'm just going to he's holding onto the cart right here, and he's just going to lean his weight to the left. That way, and so with that, he kind of gets that big pull all through the back here, from the scapula down to that thoracic spine. Make sure you breathe through this. All right, when you breathe, and then as you exhale, you get a little more stretch. And then when you inhale, you can kind of take that stretch away and come back towards the cart just a little bit. And then exhale, and you can go a little bit more. And kind of roll, and then just kind of pushing this way. So kind of almost bringing this armpit up towards the sky. There you go. See how that twist happens? So now you see how he's bending his knees here? That's going to decrease the stretch a little bit so he can stay in that range of motion and then straighten out that knee a little bit. And then he can give and take that stretch also because he's playing with it. Again, play with it. See what works for your body, see what doesn't. And that's always fun. You discover what's sticky. And then when it's sticky, these are good ways to play with it to get it unsticky so you can get that range of motion to knock the ball around.
Cool.
Being playful.
Cool.
Yeah,
So we
it's
do
a
it
good
in
golf
training.
move right there.
Getting that left hip out of the way.
That's how you won all those long drives.
Yeah, hitting those bombs.
Yeah, so these 3 stretches to get your ankles moving, your hips, and your thoracic spine will definitely help you swing better, play better this coming up off season. So we thank you for joining us on this Tuesday, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.